Welcome to the 611 Films YouTube channel. We're back in 99.
Back in 99.
My name is David Groves, and with me as always,
Neil McKay, what is up?
Neil McKay. We're going to be talking about bats and idle hands.
Yeah!
I know!
The masterpieces that they are.
Well, I feel like we did Sixth Sense, we've done Blair Witch, we did Audition.
And they all can't be winners. Yeah, they all can't be winners.
And this little double feature we should do. A little comedy, a little jokey horror stuff. Why not? And I never heard of bats. Like, to start with bats, you're the one that brought that up to me.
Yeah,
what? And you're like, Lou Diamond Phillips and the guy from Shawshank Redemption. I'm like,
Bob Gunton. Yeah. And the girl, I'm blanking on her name.
And Dina Meyer.
From
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Or some people would say Beverly Hills 90210. I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yep, she was in that. So, I've said this a couple times. I used to work at a movie theater, and this movie, like right around Halloween or right before the trailer for this came out, and I just remember like this looks ridiculous because they had like the bats creating like the text, and it was like, what do you do when the night comes alive? And it was just so stupid. And then it was like bats, and I was like. And then I never heard about it again. I was like, oh man, that must have been in and out of the theaters in like a day.
It must have been so quick. But here's the thing. So I'd never heard of it. And then you told me, and for myself and Johnny Valode, who's done our horror podcast, you'll be seeing him again in that. But it was like, how did I not ever hear about this movie? But at the same time, I'm just like, it wasn't that bad. I was like, shockingly, I know it might not have it looks like a movie that would go to DVD very quickly. Obviously it did. Yeah. But it was done pretty well for something really small.
I was surprised too, because I was like, wow, they have like a lot of like, helicopter shots and like a lot of smooth, like the cinematography is like pretty slick, and the effects are good. Like they're not terrible like Sharknado. It's like, I was like, like production value pretty high. I mean,
like they had like
the writing, not so much, but
it followed a very par for the course, like Sharknado or like Piranhas or like anything else, like something we built a long time ago. And I knew it right away. It was like, oh, we engineered these bats to be big and kill, and we're going to use it for the military. But I was pleasantly surprised by the production value of something that big that no one saw.
It was definitely not like, I mean, some of these movies you see and you go, oh yeah, that was total. I mean, and that's not to say this was the greatest, but it definitely deserved better than whatever the hell straight to video hell that it got, because it was like, it wasn't that bad. Like you said, it was like, okay, this is a fun little creature feature kind of thing,
so right.
But yeah, the parts that just got a little bit like, oh god, it's like the Bob Gunton when he's like, I'm a scientist and I engineer these bats and this is my genius, and then he just starts monologuing, and it's like, this is kind of silly. But
and everybody needs to like know that these are my babies and I have to take it. It's like, well, everybody did that at some, like even Dina Meyer, who I studied, like even the opening scene. It's like the bats, and we got to figure out. I love Leon from Cool Runnings and Cliffhanger.
Yeah. He was
the comic relief. If he was not there, I would have not have. I'd be like, this movie, like me and John when we were watching it, cracking up the entire time. Yeah, like truly the comic relief, but truly being like that guy, like no, why are we leaving?
No, he was totally taking on that, like, this is like not like the kind of, this is a horror movie, we need to not be here,
we cannot be here, exactly.
And then,
but he was,
and then and even though Lou Diamond Phillips starred in it, he didn't really do much. So
I don't think any of them really knew what they were doing. I'm like Lou Diamond and like Sheriff, and she's like the bat zoologist, and Bob Gunton, like he he did
Yeah.
the scientisty stuff, and then there was the other guys that die really quickly, as you
Yeah.
need for that. They must have had a pretty solid little budget for
So what do
that
you
thing.
so what do you give that? A 5 out of 10 then, or 6 out of 10?
Yeah, I'd say 6.5 out of 10, something like that.
Wow. All right. All right.
I
That's
think Leon helped a lot. I think that they had a lot of decent effects. It was funny at times. I mean, of course, this is something you'd never want to watch probably again. It's not so bad. It's good, you know, right, to watch again.
the more you say, the more it's like,
Well, I'm just saying, I didn't realize. I thought it was going to be so schlocky. It was going to be so just. Oh, they had like $2
yeah.
million to do this. And in
Yeah.
99, it's like, or when they filmed it, it was probably 97, 98. But
Yeah.
like that was when people had money and they could do these kinds of things.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the
So,
military, all this other shit everywhere.
yeah.
It was like,
Yeah, they blew a bunch of crap up, and they had
right,
bats
exactly.
killing
They
people. I mean,
definitely
there's a bloody, affair. It's no, they put some money into it for sure.
they
No
put
doubt
some
about
money
it.
to it. I don't think they
I
made
know.
it back. There was not.
Yeah, I don't
We
know.
have not seen Bats 2, but that's okay.
I don't think that was going to be a franchise.
Well, there was no. There was also no Idle Hands 2.
There was no. That's right. That was not a franchise either, and that was a bloody affair. That was fun.
I definitely saw that with friends.
I think I don't. I must have because I left the movie theater in October or something. I don't remember when Idle Hands came out, but I don't remember seeing that in the theater. I feel like I caught that like later, like when it went to video.
It was definitely prior. It was in the spring of probably 99, I believe.
Oh, is that? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, no.
Yeah.
I think I did. I think I do remember seeing this now. And I think, I don't know, maybe because I was younger, I think at the time I enjoyed it a lot more. Like, I feel like now I'm kind of like, what? This is kind of stupid. But at the time it was like a teen fun, gross out, like horror comedy kind of thing. And I got into it. Yeah. Now I'm just kind of like, I just saw.
I feel like it was like that type of, we're trying to be the, like Half Baked. Wasn't that 98 with, Dave Chappelle and
this was definitely like stoner comedy, but it's also like, all right, we're gonna rip people's heads off, and it's
right,
and it's like funny in a more morbid way, but it's pretty silly too. So
it's very silly.
I don't know,
but it gave us Jessica Alba mostly in her undergarments the entire time.
Yeah,
and when that's on the big screen, I'm like, not a big deal. I'll keep watching.
That was the appeal.
That's it.
Oh, and I think that was like they made sure you knew that in the trailer, like Jessica Alba and
and she wasn't even known. Like she had done maybe a couple of different parts.
This was before all of the. What was the show she was in? Black Angel or something?
It sounds right, but I'm not positive. We'll put something on the screen.
Yeah, I'm like, it's something like
Dark
that.
Angel. Dark Angel.
Yeah, I'm like. I keep wanting to say Alias, but that was Jennifer
Garner.
Yeah, this was kind of probably like one of her first movies.
Well, like again, we've talked too about like that was kind of her big thing, and I think Seth Green has always been around. Like he was just getting off. Eldon Henson had been in a lot of teen movies. Seth Green
had been around Austin Powers, right? And he'd been a lot of stuff at that point. Devon Sawa was this was his like first. This was before Final Destination and all that. So
right? That's true.
This was like his first thing.
The whole movie I thought was kind of like, it's not horror, but it's not that funny, but it's not that kitschy. It's not that it's just here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah, because I'm like they didn't
go far enough to make it such a, like some people would say like, oh, it's now a cult classic 99 movie, and I've heard that or I've seen that now. I'm looking it up, of course. Like, is it really a cult classic?
Yeah, movie? You know what it kind of reminded me of, and this movie came out like right around the same time as Very Bad Things, like within a year or two. It reminded me of that kind of humor, but this was a little bit more like for a teen audience and a little bit more like over the top, but it had that very like dark, like, oh, what? But it was very obvious this was supposed to be funny, but it's like, I don't know.
This was supposed to be like yeah, but it was supposed to be like a horror comedy, stoner horror comedy, and it's just like I think they were trying to do way too much, you know.
Yeah, it was
of like this is the girl next door plus the friends, and again, I think Eldon Henson and Seth Green, they were the funniest parts of it.
yeah.
And then of course you had all these other things going on, but it was like, okay. Like I said, I saw it in theaters, and the only thing I remember is Jessica Alba is very attractive. That's all I can say.
That's probably all they cared about. I mean, the whole premise of the movie is just ridiculous. I mean, the guy's hand is possessed and it starts killing people, but it's not him.
Yeah, I didn't even say this. We haven't even mentioned the plot of this.
I know. It's like, but I mean, that's it. It's just like, and then the hand goes on a rampage and starts killing people, and of course he severs the hand, and then the hand's going like what was a Mr. Thing from the Addams Family or just Thing, right? You know, and then
exactly.
Like, and I mean. They're smoking weed at a bongs to get like superpowers to stop the hand. I mean, it's just absurd. It's just
there we go, double feature. The end of the horror spooky season, October '99. We'll obviously talk about quite a few other horror movies during '99.
Yes, that's right. Just because we didn't, there's a couple definitely that we're going to talk about, but we haven't done them yet. That doesn't mean no more horror movies. I mean, it's just different month or different whatever.
We're going into different forms, different ways of doing it. So yeah, hope you liked it. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next Back in '99.